Yeah. How is it? It's already been a week since Donald Trump won, and we're gonna discuss this right here. All right. So going back to it, it's a week after Donald Trump. He won the presidency. They won the Senate. They won the House. And what's the effects? Here's the effects. Trump's cabinet picks. Let's see who he he picked so far. All right. So we just go right through this. Susie Wild, the chief of staff. She actually was the campaign manager. So she did really good and he rewarded her. All right. So yeah, she's a really good pick. Tom Homan, the border czar. If you guys have not watched how this guy took apart the House, the people that were trying to just thought that they knew everything about the law and everything, Tom Homan just like, I mean, and this was like back in 2020 when he just annihilated OAC, AOC, OAC, whatever her name is, AOC. Kind of almost sound like AOL. Yeah. Anyways, so Tom Homan, that is a really good pick for Donald Trump to be in charge of the border. He's really good at doing what is needed for the country as far as illegals coming into the country. So there you go. So all of this is on Business World, just so you guys know. And then UN ambassador, he picked Elise Stefanik. She's actually from New York, so she's a really good pick. And I think, yeah, I think she's gonna do a lot better than who she picked last time was Nikki Haley. Don't know why he picked her, but yeah, Trump did a good job. Uh, so she's what's all I can say is that Elise Stefanik, Steph Stefanik, that's how you say it. She's really good. She's really good at being able to help Trump. I mean, she's really strong, tough, smart, just like it says here. And she's a real strong. She actually backed Donald Trump on everything. So, and that's surprising coming from somebody in New York. All right, Lee Zeldin. I don't know much about this person, so let's read about him. He's on Trump announced on Monday that he had appointed former Congressman Lee Zeldin of New York State as the administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency, and Zeldin said that he had accepted the role. Zeldin's 44 years old, staunch Trump ally, served in Congress from 2015 to 2023. In 2022, he lost the New York governor's race to Democratic incumbent Kathy Hochul. She probably cheated on that. I'm just saying, don't know what happened really over there. Anyways, but there was a lot of New Yorkers that voted for Trump this year, and I think picking this Zeldin guy was really good for him. Trump did promise to overhaul the U.S. energy policy with the aim of maximizing the country's already record high oil and gas production by rolling back regulations and speeding up permitting. I thought that this wasn't actually that this didn't happen, but it looks like that Marco Rubio did get tapped as Secretary of State. So I don't know. I don't know on that one yet, but we'll see. So if Rubio is, then hopefully he does well. If not, He'll just have to go back to the Senate. Okay, and then Pete Hegseth as the defense secretary. Now let's read about him because I really don't know too much about him. Oh yeah, I do know who Pete is. He's from Fox News. My wife actually told me that he's on there, and I know who he is. So yeah, I know who Pete is. Um, he should be good for the military because he served, so he should be really good. And then Mike Waltz is National Security Advisor. I don't know too much about Mike Waltz, but let's read what Trump has to say. On Tuesday, he had picked Republican U.S. Representative Mike Waltz to be the National Security Advisor. Waltz is a retired Army Green Beret who has been a leading critic of China. Waltz, a 50-year-old Trump loyalist who also served in the National Guard as a colonel, has criticized Chinese activity in the Asia Pacific and has voiced the need for the U.S. to be ready for potential conflict in the region. The National Security Advisor is a powerful role which does not require Senate confirmation. Waltz will be responsible for briefing Trump on key national security issues and coordinating with different agencies while slamming the Biden administration for a disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2021. Waltz has publicly praised Trump's foreign policy views. All right, so if for those of you who don't know, Donald Trump, he would have kept the military there in Afghanistan in that withdrawal that the Biden-Harris administration they just messed up on it. I mean, what can you say? They didn't know what they were doing. When do you ever withdraw the troops first before you evacuate the citizens and those that were allies? So anybody knows that you don't do that first, right? So you gotta do it the right way. Okay, this is one that I'm really excited about. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy as heads of Department of Government Efficiency. All right. So why did he put both Elon and Vivek there? Hey, two of the smartest people in the world are now the heads of the Department of Government Efficiency. I mean, just look at it. Look at all the things that has happened. How much debt that the country is in, and with this, I think they're really going to. You got Elon, who's the richest man in the world, billions of dollars, and you got Vivek, who I think he's a billionaire also, or he's close to being one, but they will make the federal government efficient. So they're going to cut through all the wasteful expenditures, trips to foreign countries for people in office that they go and spend all this money, and it's all of our taxpayer money that they're spending, and they don't care because they already have money. And I'm not talking about Elon and Vivek. I'm talking about people that are in government that go on these extravagant vacations, and they're spending our taxpayer money for that stuff, which that taxpayer money can go into reducing the deficit and also helping the people that needs it most, because there's a lot of people here in this country that need a lot of help, not handouts. They need a lot of help. So this is I'm excited for what they will do, and I'm excited that that now Trump has done that. Those of you who invested in your portfolios are probably like getting higher and higher, right? Because of having these two in there is the Department of Government Efficiency. You can see the stock market has gone up since Trump's been elected as the 47th president of the United States, and then having two of the smartest, richest people in the world head up the government of the Department of Government Efficiency. And so we will see a lot of things going up and escalating, just like we did with, we just saw over the last week. Bitcoin has hit highs. The stock market hit highs. Cryptocurrency is starting to explode. And for those of you who put money in cryptocurrency, hey, today's a better day, but I think it's going to get even better. It's going to go a lot higher. And and those of you who invested in stocks, that's going to will go higher too. So everything is starting to change real quickly. And for those of you who have been monitoring everything around the world globally in the last week, there's talks about peace talks everywhere, all across the board, all around the world. Why? Because let me just put it this way: what did Donald Trump? Oh no, what did Biden say when he won in 2020? Allegedly won. He said that it's time for the adults to go back into the White House or go back in the room. Just think about that. Now everybody's saying Daddy's home. He's come back to the White House. And you can bet that everything is going to go up. There's going to be bumps, ups and downs, all of that. That's going to happen. But I think that people are truly seeing things happening for the best. And it's going. You got all of these things are just happening in 1 week. Everything just feels like it's going back to the way it should be. Gas prices are starting to drop a little bit. Hopefully, it starts to drop more. And as we get closer to January 20th, when Trump gets into office, I'm pretty sure he's going to make sure that Keystone Pipeline is back up and running, and have some really good executive orders to be able to implement all the things that he did in the first time he was in office. And so now that we have went through 4 years of a regime that didn't know anything of what they were doing, really, just whatever was told them to do, they did. All right. Let's keep going down this list here. Kristi Noem has been tapped as the Homeland Security Secretary. You guys may well know that she is I think she is South Dakota's governor, actually. So, and she's a really good pick. So we're gonna, yeah, she's done a lot of stuff. Kristi has been very strong on border security. She was the first governor to send National Guard soldiers to help Texas fight the Biden border crisis, and they were sent a total of 8 times, Trump said in a statement. Yeah, and she knows how to work. She's an actual woman that is a governor of a state that actually know how to work a gun. Not like that guy from Minnesota who put tampons in girls' bathrooms and said all these things that he knows how to use a gun and all these things, and then on video, sheer disaster. So we can just tell the differences between somebody that actually goes out really hunting and somebody that talks about that they do something and they really don't. All right, the next one is John Ratcliffe, CIA director. Trump said on Tuesday he had picked former director of national intelligence, John Ratcliffe, to serve as director of the Central Intelligence Agency. You know, what they did to Trump, the Secret Service, CIA, and FBI, it was a true tragedy. And I'm hoping, and I can only hope, that John Ratcliffe will get in there and he will start firing everybody. And for those of you that are watching or know about this guy, let me know who he is. I don't know him. Just seen him in a few shows, but it looks like he's a real hardcore Trump loyalist who could likely win a Senate confirmation. And I hope he does. And I hope he goes in there and he just cleans house. Donald Trump should just clean house with all of these three-letter agencies. All right. So let's move on to Scott Bessent, potential Treasury Secretary. Okay, so I'm not going to read too much into a lot of these because this is, I think, a speculation. Because when it says potential, that means that it's not really happening, or it didn't happen. It could happen, but yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Let's go down here. Howard Lutnick. I'll just read some names of people that are potentially going to be in some kind of cabinet position. So Robert Lighthizer, Howard Lutnick, Linda McMahon. Linda McMahon is Jim Mc or how come I? It is Jim McMahon, I believe, that owns the WWE. So yeah, that would be pretty good. I mean, she's part of a big organization. The WWE is huge. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Mike Lee, potential attorney general. And I'm in Mike Lee's district, so he's a really good man. I wouldn't mind him being the attorney general. So, and then Kash Patel. Kash Patel for candidate for national security post. So I'm going back here to Mike Lee. Mike Lee has been the forefront of a lot of attacks from the left and also from people that are like the old Republican type people. And so it's funny that he's the only guy that's gone to Washington and he's only been got his salary and stuff like that, but the rest of the people that went into Washington, they make so much money, millions and millions upon millions of dollars. And so Mike Lee talked about it. He's talked about like his time going there to Washington, and he doesn't want to be a puppet to anybody. He doesn't want to take money from anybody. And a lot of people that go into Washington, they get elected to go into Washington, and then they forget about the people, the constituents that put him there. They forget about that. And Mike Lee, I give it to him. He went over there. I mean, he's gone through so many lawsuits against him, and he's pretty much the poorest senator in office, according to the other senators that gone in there and made millions and millions of dollars, which we need somebody that's honest like Mike Lee to be the attorney general. So, yeah, he would be a really good one. So that's, and then Kash Patel. So I just see Kash Patel a lot. He was in Trump's first term, but I think that he would be really good for shoring up national security. And I just heard him on a podcast, And he was talking about like if he went in there and he would do something really good with national security. And the first thing that he would do is get rid of a lot of these guys that are um, the hard baked people that's been in office for a long time, the people that are in the higher ups that think that they can do whatever they want. And we see what they did to Donald Trump in his first term. Everything they did, every possible thing, they threw it at Donald Trump, and they still did it after he left office. And they're starting to do a lot of these things again. All right, and they're not stopping. They're not going to stop trying to accuse Donald Trump of whatever. They're going to keep going with this lawfare. So come January 20th, he needs to clean house. Donald Trump needs to clear everybody out, get them out of there. If he should just get in there and just clean house, no matter what. So tell me what you think in the comments about the ones that were already confirmed to be in Trump's cabinet the second time, or even the ones that are potentially going to become a member of his second administration cabinet member. Let me know what you guys think. All right. Some other things that I wanted to talk about were I wanted to go back to the crypto stuff and the stock market. I think it's a really good time if you have the money to invest in something that's going to make you some profits for you and your family. And Donald Trump, he becoming the president, the people voted for him because of his policies. They voted for him because of the lawfare um, that they did against him. They voted for him because he's a strong person and he knows where this country needs to be at. So the man almost got killed. He took a bullet for this country. And a lot of people are starting to come back to the same thing that they tried in 2015, trying to say that he's a Russian asset. They're they're just trying to regurgitate regurgitate the same things that they tried before. And I think that it's going to get worse. Here's the thing that's different about this time around. One thing is that Elon Musk, he purchased Twitter, and if just by him purchasing Twitter, making sure that the ordinary people has a voice. And a lot of people are going towards getting their news from social media and social media platforms like X and Truth Social. Charlie Kirk talked about it this morning on PBD's podcast of they how TikTok helped them get to the young vote. And so the demographics have really changed. The news outlets of yesteryear are gone. They're going to disappear. They're old dinosaurs. They're going to be fossils. People are going to say, "Oh, what's CNN? What's Fox News? What's MSNBC? What's Washington Post?" All these different media outlets, and now they're trying to go to become digital media, where they can try to capture some of the things like that PBD, Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, uh, you name them. It, what's actually funny is I used to watch a lot of Glenn Beck, and Glenn Beck, back in the days when he was with Fox, he talked about going digitally, putting everything online, and he's the very first that I know of that he quit a company, a media. Uh, he quit Fox News to run his brand, the Blaze Media, and they had a hard time the first year, first couple of years. They had to rely on everybody's subscriptions, and for people to pay like $100 a year just to be on their website to watch Glenn Beck's show. He did have a national radio that he's still syndicated with right now, and so is Sean Hannity. But Glenn Beck is the one that actually started doing these things, and now everybody's talking about it. That podcasting is where everybody's going to get their news from, and uh, so a lot of things that we can learn from this. Either we get in right now and start doing our homework and start talking about the things that matter most to people in their lives and their families, and that's what I'm doing here with the Really Topo podcast. If you haven't done it already, hit that like and subscribe button, turn on the notification, and share the Really Topo podcast with a lot of your friends and families. Share it with everybody. There'll be times when we'll have a lot of guests on, uh, working on some things, and you just let me know what kind of stuff you guys are interested in. But anyways, yeah, like, subscribe, and share this with everybody. so, um, so going back into knowing where you get your information and your news from, um, there there's a lot of news that happen every day. Every day there's news that happen. Like today, I had my phone. I was able to talk on it, and then all of a sudden it said SOS. I was like, "What's going on?" My my phone was off. I couldn't do anything unless there was Wi-Fi. So I was thinking, like, what happens if all these towers that all the different carriers that they use is how we are able to communicate with each other. But what if a foreigner, a foreign actor, somebody came across and they targeted all of our communication towers? What would happen? Where can we go? So I don't know. Might have to get me a Starlink because um, being able to communicate with everybody, or even landlines, if they decided to, people from that are hostile towards the U.S., they can do those things. But so, hey, the effects that happened after a week after Donald Trump was again voted the 47th president of the United States. The effects of it is this: everybody's talking about world peace. Everybody's talking about the great things that is happening right now. 1 week after um, everybody took to the polls, and they actually helped. They actually helped Donald Trump get back to the White House, and so we can see that it's the effects from it are starting to um, have an impact in everybody's life. So those of you that invested in crypto, hey, it had an impact in your life already. Some of you guys might want to think about taking gains, profits at this time. Um, Not financial advice, but something you might want to look into. And those of you who are looking to invest, it's a good time to invest now in something that can potentially benefit your family in the long run. But that's it for today. This is the Really Topo podcast, and we'll catch you on the next one.